Welcome back to PRIDEFIT. Today we are talking about shoes. Specifically, what are the best cross-training shoes? And I'll be real with you. I've been doing CrossFit I'm coming up on my 10th anniversary, and I have tried all of the different shoes. I've definitely drank the Kool-Aid in terms of all of the different CrossFit brands, any of the gear that CrossFitters generally get, I've tried because, you know, I'm a nerd like that. So today I wanted to run through what my 3 favorite CrossFit shoes are and what are the pros and cons between them. So let's jump right into it. So I felt like I had to start with the Nike Metcons because these are the shoes that I am currently using right now for my cross-training purposes. These are the Nike Metcon 6s. I believe the Nike Metcon 7s are out, but the Metcons are kind of interesting because even when they come out with new models, they still are making the old models because they're really good shoes. And honestly, it's mostly just a stylistic change rather than an actual functional change to the shoe. Sometimes they'll change some functional things, but generally the Metcons are gonna stay the same functionally, and they just give you a little bit of a different flavor for style. These were $150, but the Metcons really range from anywhere from $100 to $150. And the reason why these were kind of at the top of that price range was because these are completely customizable through Nike ID. I decided what colors I wanted it to be. It says PRIDEFIT right on the tongue here, and I just like to do this with my shoes. Honestly, I want to have full creative control of what they're going to look like because I don't really like how a lot of shoe brands do their shoes. So that's one of the huge pros for me about the Nike shoes is that you can use Nike ID for a little bit of an extra cost and they come looking exactly how you want them to look. Now, a couple of features about the Nike Metcons. They kind of started the trend of having a plastic back so that you can do handstand push-ups and your feet can kind of drag against the wall as opposed to a rubber back where it would kind of get stuck a little bit. And the other reason why I'm a pretty big fan of the Nike Metcons is because they're a pretty narrow shoe. Comparatively to some of the other CrossFit shoes, sometimes I feel like I'm wearing a clown shoe when I'm wearing CrossFit shoes or cross-training shoes. And the Nike Metcons feel the narrowest to me, and that is part of the reason why I get them. Also, I feel really comfortable about the cushion to sturdiness ratio. I'm very comfortable lifting in these shoes, but also being able to do box jumps and 400-meter runs and workouts. So I always think about the Metcons as being an overall really phenomenal shoe. The one thing that I will say is that I replace my Metcons every year. So wear and tear wise, I would say that Nike shoes actually don't hold up super well, but me personally, because I like to get new shoes, this is a good option for me because I just throw away the old shoes and I get the new ones every year exactly how I want them to look. It's definitely not the most sustainable thing. It's definitely not super cost effective, but that's kind of what I do and one of the reasons why I wear Nike shoes. Last thing that I'll say, you can get discounted Nike Metcons on a website called Box Basics. I'm not sponsored by them. It's just how I've gotten a lot of my cross-training shoes over the years when I didn't want to pay full price. Definitely check Box Basics out. They definitely have some discounted shoes there. Okay, moving on. We're going to the OG. Reebok was the initial sponsor of CrossFit and also the initial shoe of CrossFit. These are the Reebok Nano X1. Yes, the Reebok Nano X1. And you'll find that they are a little bit more traditional. They're a little bit chunky. They have some kind of retro colors going on. And I love a Reebok shoe. My first CrossFit shoe 10 years ago was a Reebok shoe and I wore them for 4 years. So in terms of the quality of the shoe, I could not say enough about Reebok. These, when I was looking for a new pair of Reebok shoes, were kind of one of the only ones that I liked the look of them. Like I said, they do a little bit more retro colors and some unusual colors, I guess I would say, that I don't really love personally, but I love the feel of the shoe. And I was able to find a pair that I really did like. Okay, one thing that I will say about the Reebok Nanos is that they are very sturdy, very well made. I had my first pair for 4 years, like I said, but they're very flat-footed and they are a wide shoe. I don't love a wide shoe. Again, it just makes my feet feel like they are giant. And that's really my biggest reason why I don't really wear Reebok Nanos anymore. Also, because they're so flat-footed, really good for something like a back squat, but not so good for something like a box jump. And I am usually looking for a shoe that's a little bit more well-rounded. Nanos are generally 130 bucks for the new model that comes out. And you can also find discounted Reebok shoes on Box Basics. So again, check out that site if you're looking for some new Reebok shoes. Like I said, they have also kind of gone to a plastic back so that you can do those handstand push-ups, but there's a little bit of rubber there too, and I think that that could be a hindrance in your handstand push-ups. So just something to keep in mind.
If you would like to look like a ninja,
Oh, say it right in the mic.
If you'd like to look like a ninja, which is obviously my first concern, I would go with the Nobull.
No bullshit.
No bullshit ninja shoes. Black on black with the black lettering.
Oh yeah, wow.
To be sneaking about. But you can tell them officially why.
Okay, get out of here. Okay, so our last shoe that I am a big fan of are the Nobull shoes. Nobull is the new sponsor of the CrossFit Games. They've kind of taken the fitness shoe and apparel ecosystem by storm. I wear a lot of their clothes. I think that it's phenomenal quality, and I like their shoes as well. Here's what I'll say. They're the same price as the Nanos. They're $129. They've got some really stark colors that are really cool. They're generally monochromatic like this. Jared went with the all black, but I was hoping that he would go with the all black with like a gum bottom, but they were sold out. So we went with the all black, and you know, the shoes are super light. They're lighter than my first pair of Nobulls that I had, so they did well there. And they're also a really good shoe for being good with lifting and cross training of running and box jumps and anything like that. I think I prefer the way that the Nobulls fit on my feet more than the Reeboks, but less than the Nike Metcons. But the one thing that gets me is that the material that they use for these shoes isn't super breathable. And I know that shoe companies talk about, you know, the breathability of their shoes, and it seems like it's kind of like a bullshit statistic or metric. But the thing is that I do think that these retain odor a little bit more, and I don't have smelly feet, and yet my Nobull shoes definitely got smellier faster than my other shoes. So just something to keep in mind. The other thing to keep in mind with Nobulls, yes, they are very trendy and fancy, the newest shoe on the market right now. Tons of people are wearing them. They've got amazing athletes, but the problem is that they are $129 and they will not be going on sale. They don't really do sales at Nobull, so you're not gonna find some Nobull shoes on Box Basics. Okay, so Nike Metcons, the Nanos from Reebok, or the Nobulls? What is your preferred cross-training shoe? I wanna know, put it in the comments below, and I will see you back next time.